Hey everyone, we are live at Systemic Formulas. Dr. Shayne Morris again. We're back, as promised, with our functional nutrition update to bring your clinical nutrition, your functional nutrition to the next level by introducing new products, solution systems, and really getting some of the science and the brilliance of Dr. Shayne Morris, Systemic Formulas. Again, we'll keep saying it, 31 years of experience in the nutraceutical industry. So these are juggernauts in the industry with a lot of clinical experience, and we want to extract the experience and give it to you through the lineage of the wheelwright Shayne Morris legacy that we're developing here. So
from doc to us.
From doc straight to you. So this month we're going to talk about the GI, and as you know, a lot of the videos and things we've been doing lately, even some of the stuff that Dr. Pomp has been doing, that I've been doing with the microbiome, we mentioned biome, things like that. You have the Virome series. That's a lot of the niche things you've been working on, Dr. Shayne, have been in the microbiome issue, in that niche. Right. And so first of all, let's discuss just 2 minutes on why is that critical to your client's health, because life and death, it happens at the cell, and then really life and death and health really happens in the gut at a lot of levels. Yeah. Not everything, but there's some major connections to your client's health when it comes to the gut and the gut microbiome. So that's what we're going to focus on this month, delving into some of the products that can help your clients fix their gut and therefore fix their health. So it's a sexy sell out there. In the public, they're saying fix the gut, leaky gut, but they're really not offering true solutions to fix these problems in the microbiome in the gut. So these products are real solutions, and we want to share your brilliance. So first of all, let's go with that microbiome piece.
Yeah, so the microbiome piece, when you think about the microbiome, hopefully you guys know by now, it's a huge program. There are thousands of researchers now focusing their attention on all the bacteria and the viral components of our body, inside out, all the way through us.
Right.
The piece that I want to focus on today, because that's a huge subject, is microbiome as it relates to detoxification.
Okay.
Because we know that the microbiome is now being related intimately with your immune system, with the brain, with behavior. There's now links to autism. Of course, there's links to heart, the oral microbiome, the heart health. So there's a lot. It's a huge subject, and we're going to need to narrow it down. So the microbiome, as you know, are the bacteria and the virus that we have living on us and among us, so that it keeps us healthy. It keeps us healthy in a number of ways. But when it comes to the detoxification process, remember, the GI tract is a huge detoxifier. When you think about the prep brain and the body phase, or the prep body brain phase,
for the TCD practitioners,
they focus a lot of those toxins back into the GI and then eliminate them out the colon, correct?
Yeah, some of our last videos, you can watch them here, yeah.
Right, and then we've also talked to you, we spoke to you I think last time a little bit about how you eliminate either, that's your main, but you also can eliminate through the skin, and of course, the lungs. Now, when we talk about the microbiome though, and its relationship to your health and detox, today we want to focus on the detox of the health of the gut when you are detoxing. And one of the reasons for that is if your gut is a wreck, if you're not producing the right enzymes, if you have tight junctions that are now open, what we otherwise known as leaky gut, if you have toxins that are building up, you've got maybe even SIBO and other issues, those all contribute to a very challenging process when you're trying to detox.
Small intestinal bacteria overgrowth?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so all of these things can adversely affect how you and how long and how well you're detoxifying when you're in the program. So the reason we wanted to talk to you today about some of these products is because to personalize every program, whether you're going through it for the first time or you're a veteran and you've done a lot of these programs where you've detoxed a lot of people and you're getting really good at it, there's a personalizing component. We've talked about how to personalize it for the brain. We've talked about how to personalize it for the liver, and so on. Today, how do we personalize it for the gut, specifically healthy gut? And that's why, of course, Warren has holding on to some product here, and I'm holding on to some product.
And by the way, if we say things, acronyms like SIBO, that's why the comments are down here. Sean is managing this video right now online, so that when this is live, you can just ask your questions. So also comment here. This is a closed group. All things can be asked, so just go for it, ask questions, we'll get back to you almost instantaneously. So we're holding some really niche, and we're going to do more videos on this month. We'll will further move this informational strategy down the road for you. But today, these are the 4 we wanted to educate you on.
Yeah, and in fact, if you have a lot of questions, we will address those next time as well.
Yeah.
So we take like part 2, for example.
Absolutely.
We'll get back to some things that I may have glossed over.
And by the way, behind us is a little bottle filler. This is little bottles underneath there, and this is actually live from Systemic Farming.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we're gonna go to different areas within Systemic and show you some of this. So show them the rest of this really quick. That's the whole
This whole packaging line.
packaging line. Yeah. So you can see how much I know about that.
Yeah, it's everything.
So pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
All GMP, we love it. You can see how clean it is right now because it's in between runs. But back to our product. So gut health, why is that so important? Well, if you just by looking at our products, we've got MBC, which is a probiotic. We've got L-Gut, which is a product that's designed to help your body restore tight junctions. Tight junctions are the junctions in between cells. If you think of your skin or your intestine as a layer of cells, they're all interconnected and they need to be tight when they need to be tight. And they only need to open when your body wants them to. If they open, if your intestine has open junctions, food, particles, bacteria, viral particles can all get in and wreak havoc on your immune system. And your immune system's upset, your whole body's upset. That's where the inflammation begins. So this product is, of course, designed to help you maintain and support healthy tight junctions throughout the body, actually.
Here's what it reminds me of. This is off topic, but remember when you were a kid and you're learning how to cup your hands or build a thing, and you're like, oh, I'm pissed off, so I can't get the water off, and then eventually you learn how to keep the water in your hands, to hold your water. It's
keep
like
the leaks up.
So that L-Gut is like a little kid that learns how to hold their hands correctly again, so they don't leak water down.
It's a great analogy.
Make a big mess. So that's what I think of my little girls. They're so cute.
It's perfect. Yeah, you can hold water. This helps you hold things in where they're supposed to in the GI. Now, keep in mind that tight junctions throughout the body are the same, or very similar. So this also works with the skin and the blood-brain barrier.
Oh wow!
So all very critical pieces.
And so finally, with glyphosate and all those issues, this is going to be key.
And then finally, we have an enzyme product we call Z-Glute, and that's because it has a number of unique proteases that destroy proteins that tend to be, like gluten, inflammatory proteins. Proteins that cause tight junctions to open, proteins that cause your immune system to be on a heightened awareness. Your body doesn't like these proteins. Z-Glute helps destroy those proteins. The only caveat here is if you are true diagnosed celiac, don't rely on this. You still have to avoid gluten. Right? This is for people that have sensitivities and strictly want to destroy the gluten as they eat their food. Take this along with food. You can take this with food, and you can take this with food. These are all three. They have a purpose on the whole gut health concept. Why? Because when your gut is healthy, your whole body starts to follow suit. And if you're in the middle of the TCD program and you're going through the phases, many patients may need this simultaneously to any one of the phases because of what their gut's doing. If their gut is misbehaving, they're going to be having a tough time. And then finally, what he's holding on to is what we call a prebiotic fiber. FBR, that feeds all of your bacteria, and it creates a solid mass for your gut to go down, to transit through your digestive tract. So really important to feed everything that's in there. In fact, prebiotics are able to help most of the healthy bacteria flourish. And of course, bacteria we don't like, or yeast we don't like, they don't like fiber as much as they like sugar. So this you avoid the sugar and you feed the good guys with the fiber. Together, we call this the GI Wellness Program, is what we do. That's a way of us to get the GI well. You can do it in the middle of a program, you can do it at the beginning, you can do it at the end. Either way, we've had amazing success with this program to help keep the GI, get it well and keep it well.
Maintain. So this would be something if you're a TCD practitioner watching this on the TCD practitioner page, which is a closed group for the TCD practitioners. If you're watching this on My Systemic, just ask about the TCD program and we can talk to you about that. But so this is something a TCD practitioner could add on to the front end. Absolutely. If they have a severely gut challenged individual, or put it on the end post detox while they're doing the next brain phase, like the second brain phase. And one thing we do want to say, the cool thing about the TCD program and those packages is that you're not getting a lot of negative feedback over the thousands of packages that are rolling out, that it's causing a lot of gut disturbance. So that's good news, but at the same time, I know that right now I'm taking this product. I just did a microbiome test through Naveen's company, the billionaire buddy of mine, and it's really awesome. Sean can tell you about that. as well, but I've noticed that I have an overgrowth of viruses and funguses. So, and I'm missing some of these bacteria. The lactobacillus longum is low in my body, so it should be at say 0.9%, and the healthy cohort is 0.9. Most people are 0.93. I'm 0.3% of this particular bacteria. So I'm taking this and even the lactobacillus thermophilus. So I'm taking that, and then I'm actually going to rerun the test to be able to see, you know, what's going on there. So that's really important. So I'm feeding them with this. I'm taking, interestingly enough, the things that I'm low in are in here, and I'm taking a few other probiotics that there's another one in here. Which the one that is connected to weight loss maybe? What's one of those popular ones for inflammation? That's shoot, I can't think of it, but it's another probiotic that I'm missing that I found in another product. So it might even be in some of these ones as well.
There's certainly the opportunity to increase your probiotic intake is quite varied, and there's a lot of possibilities.
Right.
We always recommend MBC along with whether you're doing a ferment, whether you're eating fermented foods, you know, drinking kombucha. These all help your body reorganize. Now, these are, of course, what we call true probiotics that live in your gut. Some of those other ones are transient, but they do help for certain cases. You know, they help recharge your immune system. They help stimulate the movement of bacteria when you drink a fermented food or eat a fermented food. They kind of rearrange things. It's very healthy, but we are actually in the process, and we can come back to this later, about creating many more probiotics here at Systemic Formulas. And we're trying to cover a much broader spectrum of use. Like you say, there's some that are good for inflammation, some are good for sugar metabolism, some are good for other areas of the body. That's now known, and we're working on that. But right now, we have this. This is our offering currently at Systemic, and we have a lot of good success. And you can pair this, like I said, with the packages. You can also pair it with the fermented foods and things of that nature.
And one of the things that you said, and there's something we discussed off camera before we went live here, is that a lot of people are on this fermented food, the kombucha kick, but that's not necessarily good for everybody. And I'm not trying to throw everyone off. I mean, if you take kombucha away, kombucha, I say that wrong, I'm stepping on some sacred cows here, but give them a little bit of, just a little bit of an insight there.
Yeah, switch it up. I mean, kombucha is a wonderful product. I drink it occasionally. I drink kefirs, I eat kimchi, I eat sour, I have a lot of fermented foods in my diet. However, I don't eat them daily, nor do I eat large quantities. I mean, sometimes your kombucha bottles are getting giant.
Yeah, the big giant kombucha bottle. Yeah.
That's a lot. Those should be spread out over multiple days, because those are not organisms that live in you. Those are organisms that pass through you. They're usually soil-based. They come from the foods that are fermented. They are made to help keep your immune system healthy by keeping you aware of your surroundings, getting the environmental bugs into your body. You can also pick carrots out of the ground and eat the dirt with them.
Yeah,
it does the same thing. There's a lot of similarities there. They're not made to live in you, but they're made for your immune system to stay aware. And of course, the primary reason for any fermented food is storage of food. I mean, you go back in history, it's how we preserved our food. That being said, there are people that are reporting a lot of problems when they're strictly eating these fermented foods day in, day out. And it's starting to create issues with their gut, because those are not resident organisms. So if you can switch it up, take resident organisms that we know take up residency and live
at the right dose,
and then switch up the other ones, here and there throughout the week. And I think you'll find you have a much healthier perspective for that world, or your gut will enjoy you more when you do that.
And it's neat that Dr. Shayne at Systemic Formulas has moved into this area of the microbiome, because you have the skin colonizer, you have 3 phages. Maybe we can bring those on the next video. We can talk about the phages. And the skin colonizers are great. Like if you have a client, you're doing the TCD packages, docs, and you start seeing maybe L-glut would be it, because they're passing things out of their skin, and maybe L-glut can help with that. But I know that with my daughter, who has a little bit of eczema, we put that on her, and she calls it petrol oil daddy. Put the petrol oil on me. So I need to grab a bottle before I go, because we're running out of the petrol oil, but she loves it, and it helps her, all of her legs. She's still in diapers at 2, and we just put that all over, and it just clears up the redness like that, and it keeps all of her, I keep wanting to say echinacea.
Eczema.
The eczema, the inflammatory stuff on her legs, and she's owie daddy, put the petrol oil on, and it fixes her. She knows how much that helps. So we'll discuss that more and some of the brilliance behind that product.
Yeah, and we have a little note on that just before we sign off. I know we're coming to a close, but we now have all natural vanilla extract in there, or otherwise known as vanillin. So when you see it on the label, it is a natural vanillin.
And it smells awesome.
Yeah.
It makes their bum smell good. So we like that.
The initial pilot run had turned out it was synthetic. We didn't know that, but the initial pilot run had synthetic vanillin. It's now natural vanillin from vanilla.
Shame on you, Dr. Shayne.
We didn't know that.
But we're open, honest, here on our videos.
Yeah,
so
we fix it.
We did. So this is awesome. I know that likely Julie's going to run some sort of special on this, so we can put that down in the comment section. Ask questions, engage us. Let's extract this knowledge from Systemic Formulas, from their beautiful labs and all the things they do here that are special for us, not just petrol oil. Thanks for joining us. See you on the next live.